Welcome to Phantom Radar Battalion, locking onto today's key events of August 15, 2024. Let's dive into the critical global developments shaping our world today. Iran continues to be at the center of escalating tensions in the Middle East. In a significant show of force, the Israeli Air Force conducted a long-range refueling exercise, simulating a deep strike into enemy territory, likely in preparation for a potential strike on Iran. The exercise involved multiple aerial refueling operations, signaling that Israel is readying itself for a possible conflict with Iran. Meanwhile, a senior U.S. administration official has warned that any major Iranian military attack on Israel could lead to cataclysmic consequences for Iran. The official emphasized that there has been no justification for such an act, and that the U.S. is fully prepared to defend Israel if necessary. This stark warning underscores the high stakes involved as tensions continue to rise in the region. In Palestine, the situation in Gaza remains volatile. The Israeli Broadcasting Authority, citing security officials, reported that Israeli military operations in Gaza have generally ended. However, violence continues, with Israeli airstrikes targeting houses in the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood, north of Gaza City. Heavy gunfire from Israeli forces has also been reported in the southern Gaza Strip. Hamas, meanwhile, has accused Israel of being the main obstacle to achieving a ceasefire in Gaza. As the conflict drags on, the chances of reaching a lasting peace agreement seem increasingly remote, with both sides entrenched in their positions. Syria remains a hot spot of conflict as well. Assad's forces have targeted a Turkish military base in the Idlib countryside with heavy machine gun fire, further escalating tensions in the region. In addition, the city of Sarmin, east of Idlib, has been hit by artillery shells, including an attack on the Omar bin Abdul Aziz Mosque. The Turkish Ministry of Defense reported the neutralization of 4 PKK-YPG militants in the Euphrates Shield region, highlighting the ongoing conflict between Turkish forces and Kurdish groups in northern Syria. The situation remains tense, with multiple fronts in Syria continuing to see active conflict. In Eastern Europe, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia remains intense. Ukrainian forces are reportedly advancing in the Vishnevka village of the Kornevo district, engaging in small arms battles as they push forward. This is part of a broader effort by Ukraine to regain territory and disrupt Russian operations. In the Kursk region of Russia, Ukrainian forces carried out an airstrike that destroyed a bridge in Glushkovo, further disrupting Russian supply lines. Meanwhile, in Crimea, several explosions were reported in Kerch, leading local authorities to declare an emergency situation. The Russian Ministry of Defense claimed that 12 ATACMS missiles were destroyed by air defense systems, but the situation on the ground remains fluid and tense. In Western Europe, violence and unrest continue to escalate. In Ireland, a priest was stabbed in what is suspected to be a terror attack, further inflaming tensions. The incident occurred at the Renmore Barracks in Galway, where Friar Paul Murphy was conducting his duties as an army chaplain. He remains hospitalized, and the attacker has been detained by sentries at the barracks. Across Ireland, protests and demonstrations are becoming more frequent and organized, particularly in Dublin and at the construction site of a migrant center in Coolock. The ongoing unrest reflects broader concerns about immigration and social policies across the continent. On the home front in the United States, the investigation into the attempted assassination of Donald Trump continues to reveal alarming details. A recent report from Representative Clay Higgins highlights significant discrepancies in the handling of the investigation, including the suspicious release and cremation of the alleged shooter's body by the FBI just 10 days after the incident. These findings are raising serious questions about the integrity of federal agencies and the potential for deeper, more nefarious motives behind the attack. as political tensions in the U.S. continue to rise. The investigation into this attempted assassination could have far-reaching implications for national security. That's all for today's briefing. The world is facing a complex and dangerous landscape, with conflicts and unrest unfolding across multiple regions. Stay tuned, stay informed, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.